Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny.
And today we're going to look at some stocks that have kind of entered possible buy zones. They've been beaten and battered and look like they can make a little run up here.
All right. If you guys enjoy this entertaining stock market content of two stupid guys trading stocks, by all means, give us a like and subscribe below. We'd love to have you along in this little adventure. Get to it.
Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks. You have to do finger guns every time.
Finger guns.
It
Finger
was
guns
great.
always for the win. Yeah.
It was Those finger guns were dope. All right.
Almost as good as crying Jordan here.
Yeah, Crying Jordan. And
Love
who's
it.
this robot?
That is the artist formerly known as Mark Zuckerberg.
Boom. If no one knows this, there's this UFC guy called Paddy the Baddy. Have you heard of him?
No.
Up and comer UFC guy, and after they win a fight, they're like, "Who you want to challenge?" You try to challenge a higher rank. He challenged Mark Zuckerberg, and he's like, "You're the biggest bully on the planet, mate." Deleted my Twitter and Instagram, whatever.
I love
It's
it.
pretty legendary.
Yeah.
So I looked at a series of stocks. I picked two that have just been absolutely just hammered. Okay. PayPal was one that stuck out to me. Down 62% from highs, currently at pre-COVID levels. Healthy-ish. Ish is emphasized. Increasing free cash flow. They do have a lot of debt though. So, you know,
Interesting.
we'll let
Yeah,
Vinny do
PayPal
his
is
magic.
definitely one I want to kind of look at a little bit more. They have some real kind of what's the word I want to say? I love the fact that they're kind of a transaction processor, right? Like if you think about like the most perfect pure business, Visa, MasterCard get pretty close. And as you're seeing now as the kind of the world is changing a little bit, you're starting to see these kind of like fintech companies replace them because it's a really high margin business. The gross profit margin for PayPal is like 56% or something like that. It's absolutely insane. It's a business that has a lot of high throughput and makes like little bits on every transaction, which is awesome.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I had bought in calls on them, which are going to be terrible. But I was looking at them from a perspective of swing trading. So I had bought them here when it looks like they're putting in something, and then unfortunately I kind of stopped watching, which is the first thing you need to not do. Um,
Yeah.
but here's COVID, so right? Here's the bad part of COVID going down, Tank City. We're here before COVID at about 107. That's where we're at right now. I'm going to zoom in here because this is a million miles away. Just
Hmm.
in the last 4 months, we've gone from 252 to 93. All right.
Wow.
Wild.
Yeah.
Uh, a good cursor of this stock to look at is it doesn't often stay above the 20 moving average. That's a solid pink line for a long time. We're here,
Okay.
still sloping downward. I actually do think we have a little bit more to fall. However, this is on my radar if it comes back down to this $91 range. However, if it does break a high up towards about 140, I am looking at that.
Okay. So it would take a long at that point.
Yeah,
Interesting.
right now it's kind of still chop city. This might be one of those stocks where I ease into, where I have, let's say I want to have 40 or 50 shares. I might buy 10 this week, not a full position, but just because I have no idea what's going to happen in between here. This is your 50 moving average coming down. That would probably put some downward pressure on the stock.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's definitely what I want to dive into a little bit deeper. I think they this is like the last year for their transition away from eBay, right? And then they've been breaking out their growth revenue, even revenue growth with even if eBay were completely eliminated as
Yeah,
well. Um, so it'd be interesting.
macro trends has is really made this so much easier because I was reading their financial statements and for some reason they like the way that their crap is organized. I have to click on each separate one is a nightmare. Macro trends is amazing.
Yeah, Macro Trends is a great website.
All right, next one. Nike.
Nike. Oh,
Nike.
okay.
I know what you're thinking. Inflation is going to hit this pretty hard.
Yeah.
Decently high PE. They are increasing free cash flow, and more importantly, they're increasing direct to sales and doing less wholesale. Their increasing direct to sales percentage is of growth is increasing every single quarter. I'm not a fundamental guy. Vinny is. However, you got to have a pretty loyal customer base to be able to pull that off. So they have limited inventory, but they're selling everything they're getting.
Yeah.
We're going to enter in kind of a weird zone because of all the supply chain issues. However, I think that they are actually pretty decent for other competitors. I'm going to show you the chart. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
here?
It's kind of interesting. They're talking about doing a lot more product differentiation from what I was reading. Like, so they're going to do like a release that is just for Foot Locker. You know, they're going to have kind of separate like colored patterns and stuff like that of their shoes and other merchandise that are going to be available only at specific retailers, which I think is good in that to be able to differentiate, kind of like their core business a little bit more. It'll be stuff that'll be exclusive to Nike online only, right?
Yeah, yeah. It'd be
Interesting.
it. I do think they have a very loyal customer base. Hence the crying Michael Jordan with this stock chart. By the way, that's where that came from.
Yeah.
Um, I don't like where it's at right now. This is a pretty abrupt. Granted, a lot of stock charts look like this right now with this abrupt come up because the last couple days. I would really like to have this hit like 127, 126, and then ease into a actual purchase. Um,
Hmm.
okay. Another
Yeah, I
ones
mean,
that didn't quite make it. One, Facebook, we're both invested in. We'll take a look at the
yeah.
chart. Okay. They definitely made it, in my opinion. Um, but they're at kind of a thing on the chart I'll show you. I thought Home Depot, initially looking at their chart, I'm like, man, this is going to be the one that I'm going to go for. And then I'm looking at their stuff, I'm like, I don't know, actually. I think
Yeah.
they actually have more to fall. They've fallen a lot. I think they have more to fall. Same with Target.
Hmm.
What do
Interesting.
you think of Target?
Yeah, Target, man. I this is one I really regret. I remember going with my wife shopping once, and I just thinking about the power that Target had over her. It was ridiculous. And so I'm like, all right. So I started digging into the financials a little
That's
bit.
what
This
she
is back
said.
when, yeah, I know, right? This is back when Target was like $80 a share. Target quickly ran to like I want to say 120, and I was kind of like, maybe I missed my opportunity, I guess here. Yeah, what is it now? Like 200?
Yeah, it was 270 here. Let me get rid of some of
Yeah.
these lines.
Yep. Yep. I had an opportunity to buy it like $100 a share, say, start my position there. I didn't do it. Thought I had run already.
I think we're gonna be in a little bit of a chop zone from kind of 205 to 230. I am interested in the stock. It's it's still a little high. I kind of want it below 200. If I could be really really greedy, I'd like it like 170. But I don't know
Hmm.
if it's gonna get there.
Yeah, I'd have to actually dive into the financials again recently. It's been a little while to see like what it makes sense for me on like a discounted cash flow basis. But I mean, you see the memes, right? About like how like, oh, I just stopped at the Target for like, two things and I came out with like $150 worth of stuff. Like it's been an ongoing joke with like, housewives for years.
Yeah, it's I hope I'm not getting too greedy. I just don't like how the 100 moving average just swoop below the 200. I just feel like there's more that market makers want to see in between here that this was never really hit a lot. So I'm kind of hoping I can get it for a little bit cheaper, but this is definitely on my radar. One that came off my radar quite a bit is HD Home Depot. I thought this was going to be like, oh, this is my stock. Then I was looking at, the housing issues, the fact that 2020 through 2021 was like unbelievable, and then 21 to 2022 was not unbelievable. Um, I feel like this could continue to fall. I'm personally not paying attention to it until it gets to about between 240 and 260 and the kind of these chops. Then I'd be really interested. I don't think it's going to hit low 200s. We talked about that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we did a little video about like mortgage and housing crisis and that sort of stuff. But yeah, so basically, my numbers are more like 210 or so if be where I'd be a buyer. But I don't think it's going to get there. But that's kind of where I'd be interested in buying Home Depot shares.
Right. Facebook. Boom. Look at
Oh,
this
Facebook.
sexy drop.
God.
Yeah, what's your average?
I'm not sure. I honestly don't know.
I think I'm 220. I can't remember. Or 210.
Yeah.
No, I'm 210.
All right.
Um, I started buying on its way down, and I bought a bunch at 190, so that helped.
That's
Um,
awesome.
we are coming up here. I don't like how we had kind of a spinning top, and this average is coming. This is the 50. Usually you're going to get a lot of chop, maybe even test new lows. I'm going to accumulate more shares of this because I think that their hold is just unparalleled, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, if I can grab more shares of 190, that'd make me very happy. I just don't know if it's going to happen. You?
Yeah. So still a buyer of Facebook at these prices. Yeah, I agree. Facebook is one of the companies I'd actually still be willing to buy at the current prices.
Yeah. All right, guys, let us know if you're looking at any of these. I think PayPal is probably my favorite, to be honest, for how much it's down. That's probably my
Interesting.
number one.
All right.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. Catch you in the next one.